All right, guys, welcome to episode 113 of the Neverland podcast. Today we got a guest on, man. We got Ishaan on. He was on like all the way back in the 80s. So that was like
not the
closer,
years, but the episodes.
You make me sound
80.
like 1984.
1980s. But he was like almost 20. No, that's almost 40 episodes away.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah,
that's crazy.
40 episodes.
It didn't seem that long ago.
Yeah.
But was it during COVID?
I think that was pre NBA bubble.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was pre bubble.
Yeah. That's how I think of my COVID timeline, pre and post bubble.
Facts. Yeah, no, like I think we recorded like the pandemic was like in effect enough where we knew what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But like we were like, oh, it's by the new year we should be good. But we're still here.
I feel if I remember correctly, it was Pandemic P 1.0 back then. Now we're on to Pandemic P 2.0.
Yep.
Although he's kind of salvaging his reputation a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
he he was like, well, game 2, he was like seconds away from getting rid of the Pandemic P.
Mm-hmm. Those free throws, seconds. Man. Oh my god.
Seconds.
Those are brutal. Those were so brutal.
Yeah. Like if he hit one, I would be like,
dude,
okay.
But even the game they won the other day, dude, he played terribly. He shot 30 times and just had 26 points. And I'm like, dude, you can't get 26 on 30 shots. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, especially when you have like Trey and all these guys going off. Yeah. Like Devin Booker's been balling. Aiton's been
amazing.
Dude, Aiton's like made a showing this playoffs, which I was like, I didn't know he was even that type of player, but he's just solid. He's just solid.
Yeah.
And he has a good personality. Like he's,
100%
taking CP3's tips and like you just see like the post-game interview after that alley-oop game winner. He just looked like a big kid.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like even like I think was he the one who was wearing Devin Booker's like broken nose shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's dope. Like that's just like
that team's got chemistry.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
That's why they're like a cohesive team. Like
Mm-hmm.
I guess the teams that are left they're all pretty cohesive except for the Clippers, but
damn.
That's a fact.
Sure, I feel like most of the teams are pretty like resilient. Like for everything that you had to go through this season, from like the pandemic to just injuries and like all the craziness with the schedule, like to make it this far, you had to have been like pretty close knit group, and like even CP3 going through COVID protocol mid, series, like that's a lot to deal with. That's like your team captain out for a pivotal. This is your first time in the Western Conference Finals, and you're like, okay, Devin Booker, go out, drop 40. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, no, that was like. I think even Atlanta's the same way in that John Collins had that like shirt of him dunking over Embiid. Like also you could awesome. I think you could also just tell the way they play. They just love playing together. Like it just looks fun. Like especially Atlanta. I think I think Phoenix is up there, but Atlanta just looks like they're just having a blast.
I mean, like it's like just these young dudes that like I mean honestly the Miami Heat kind of had this last year too in the bubble where it's like they obviously had Jimmy as like the OG vet, but like Bam, like all those other guys, they're pretty young, Tyler, like you literally rookie, like in the league balling out in the playoffs. Like it's been in a good couple of years for like some of these younger dudes that are like 100%. Coming into the playoffs and like 100%. At all levels, like they're balling out.
Yeah.
Like the future is bright.
No, that's literally what I was about to say. Like there's so many tweets that have echoed that sentiment. There's so many just people just saying it. Like even I think going back to the first round, like Donovan Mitchell balling out. Like
man, I wish the Jazz had, because I wanted to see him in the playoffs just like going off. Like last year, him and Jamal Murray going at it like shot for shot
that was lit. Yeah,
that
was 100%.
Dude, the Nuggets, man, that was so sad for the Nuggets, man.
Yeah, dude.
Jamal Murray, dude. If Jamal Murray was healthy, the Nuggets would have made. They could have potentially won the whole thing. Like now that we're seeing what happened, like they could have gone all the way. It's crazy. Like I guess so many teams could have done that. injuries like screwed up the entire playoffs, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, the injuries have been wild this season, from LeBron to AD to obviously Harden and Kyrie, and like all the heavy hitters feel like they've been out. But at least like we're getting to see more of Trae Young. We're getting to see more of like Ayton and Devin Booker. Like I don't know if I'm gonna go full on with the Kobe comparisons, but there's definitely a little bit of Mamba and Devin Booker. There's a lot of good storylines in these playoffs. So I can't fully complain.
He didn't have his mask game, man. Like we need the mask game.
What? I was disappointed about that. I was hoping for the all black like carbon fiber, like
the LeBron mask.
LeBron in Miami.
Ooh. I think they banned the black mask. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think you could have the black one.
Yeah,
I think it has to be clear now, right? You can't even have the black one anymore.
It has to be clear.
Yeah.
Man, that's
which is dumb. I don't know why. I actually don't know why.
I don't get it.
I mean, even if they did like team colors, that could be kind of dope. Like,
no, that'd be hard. Like, if he came out in a purple mask, that'd be so sick.
That'd be kind of badass.
That'd be like Joker-esque.
Like, exactly. The orange one though. What if it's orange though?
Orange would be cool.
Orange one.
Yeah, orange would be cool, but like it would look like a Jack
orange is almost like visor, like full on. Like, I mean, it depends on the jersey too, right? If they're wearing like the gradient sunscreen, that might actually work.
True.
Like,
that'll look fire.
The Valley jerseys, the black ones, like I could see it kind of like if it's orange on orange, it might be too much. But I don't know, man.
Pumpkin.
We've come a long way from the Devin Booker controversy of him, like the double team Instagram video from the offseason. Like, it's crazy. Like now he's dating Kendall Jenner. Like he's in the playoffs. Like
huge glow up.
Yeah,
dude. Like it's the Kendall Jenner curse, dude. That's why Ben Simmons was trash in the playoffs.
Oh man,
bro.
Ben Simmons, man. I don't even know what that was. Like that dunk that he gave up where Trae was guarding him and he passed the ball to Matisse.
Insane,
bro. That was ridiculous.
That's gonna be like on your career low light reel. Like,
and I was like, dude, that's the one thing Ben Simmons does. He either dunks or layups. Like the fact that he didn't do that in that scenario was crazy.
I mean, it speaks to how important like player mental health is too, right? Where it's like that's clearly not a physical thing where he's like he can dunk. It's like it's either the pressure or just like what's going on in his head. Like, he's got the heebie-jeebies or whatever you want to call it. Like that's 100% a mental thing. And I always go back to I think it was the 2010 finals when Ron Artest, after the Lakers won, he goes up on the podium and is like, thank you to my psychiatrist. Ben Simmons just need to like, get his head straight and like, because the rest of the potential is there. What was really funny is I was watching that game on a illegal stream. Shout out to RNBA. And it's like a Australian stream. So right after, right after he missed that, there's like a Ben Simmons ad that plays consecutive. I think it's like 4 and 20 pies. Yeah, it's like pies or some shit like that. And then it's like it's so appropriately timed.
And the hilarious part about that is like whenever the quote is like whenever Ben Simmons hits a three, we give each other a high five, some shit like that. I was like, yo.
It's quiet. Not a lot of high fives happening.
So it's only happened 4 times, right? He's only hit like 4 threes in his like whole career.
I don't know what the exact number is, but I know he's hit at least like a couple because they were such a big deal.
Dude, he was trending. He was trending whenever he hits the 3. That's how crazy it is. Like,
dude, the thing is like he like all he needs to do is just take it some like one of like the comparisons I was hearing is like he needs to be more in like a Draymond type of role where he's not like a focused as a scorer. He's more of like a playmaker, but he's in like the center position basically. And he's just playmaking from the center. And I was like, that's the best comparison because when you force him to be a scorer and like a perimeter player, like and a slasher, it just doesn't work, and that's what they're trying to do.
I mean, I feel like it's a similar situation with Lonzo where it's like people want to see him score and it's like, the dude is one of the best perimeter defenders at the PG position. Like, let him focus on defense. Let his court vision shine. Like, I feel like, Simmons, like, Draymond actually had that quote, I think, on The Shop just recently, the episode with Tom Brady, where he's like, people tell me to shoot. Why would I fucking shoot if I can get the ball to Steph Curry? Right. And even a, like, 80% covered Steph Curry, like, prayer three is probably better than a wide open Draymond Green 100%. Backpack on, like 100%. Weird shooting form, like 3-pointer.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. Draymond had his shot like a few years back, like when their run was going, like his shot was decent enough to be passable.
that 2016 run, like he was hitting a lot of threes, and people forget Game 7.
Exactly.
If Kyrie does not hit that shot, he had like 37 points or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like
he went off. Yeah,
that was a full on. If the Cavs lose that game, the narrative is Draymond redemption tour,
Finals MVP,
Finals MVP,
100%.
Think about how different his entire narrative is. If
crazy. Like even I think Shaq had a really good point. He was basically like, even when he was getting drafted, we knew he couldn't shoot, but we had no idea that he wouldn't be aggressive at all. Like the fact that like he's almost not playing, like he's just standing there almost. It's like when you get to that point, we never knew that would happen. It would be like
he's got a big contract. He's getting paid millions of dollars. Like
he's getting paid. He's
at that point in the game. Yeah, he's an all-star, and it's like. It'll be interesting to see what the Sixers do with him because Daryl Morey, he's always looking to make moves, and Chris Hayes saying Dame might be wanting out from the Blazers. That's
gonna be crazy.
That would be huge with him and Dame, and it'd be like a replication of what the Warriors are doing. But I feel like they'd have to get rid of McCollum though, so it wouldn't be like a Warriors kind of thing. Yeah,
true.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see, like. Dame's just such a good perimeter, and I'm actually excited to see him in the Team USA, like him and KD playing. Like,
no, that's gonna be crazy.
I remember like even the All-Star game, him and Steph just going back and forth. I wish Steph was playing in the Olympics because we've seen him in FIBA, like, but I would love to have like a Steph Curry. Right? No, he didn't play in 2012. He was still too young. Like 2016, I think they had just come off that run and like.
He just chose to sit.
His and to be fair, like even Game 7, we were talking about, like Steph's knee was in pretty bad shape. Like the fact that Kevin Love was able to lock him down, like that doesn't happen like all the time. Like the Steph that we saw at the end of this season, where he was just popping off for 50 a game. Like if we got that version of Steph back in that Game 7, like the Warriors probably win. But
exactly,
I've been seeing a narrative of Dame to the Mavericks.
Wow, that's interesting.
That would be crazy. Dame and Luka together.
That's definitely not happening. That's definitely not.
The Mavericks are in such a chaotic situation right now.
What the heck?
We said like a couple episodes back, we were basically like, there's something going on there that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Like everyone getting fired or quitting. Luka now saying he wants out. Like,
I mean, even Jamal Mosley, like the assistant coach that was supposed to be next in line is now upset because he's like, you guys passed me over for Jason Kidd, and like, this Harrison guy from Nike. I know that he's well regarded in sneaker circles and stuff like that, but like, is he even qualified to hold this position?
Team?
Like,
it's crazy.
I don't know, man. Mark Cuban, people love him because he's such an outspoken owner, and like, Luka is a once in a generation player, but like, even once in a generation players, you can fuck it up. Like, you want to make sure that they have stability, a good coach to grow with. Like,
like, I mean, look at what New Orleans did with AD, right? Like AD was like, dude, you guys suck. Like you guys put nothing around me,
Dude, even Dame. Like we could even talk about Dame now.
And then
like,
obviously Dame.
Dame's like, yo, what's going on?
But I mean, Dame is like, he like stuck to his guts, I mean, this whole time he could have been gone a while back.
I mean, to be fair, there's already rumors from Zion's camp. Apparently, like his parents
are like,
to the media, like, like just be on your, best behavior because you never know when he might request a trade to like, I have a secret wish for Zion to end up in Chicago. I think him and Levine, this monster dunks would be the most insane thing in the world. But and plus like Air Jordan, like
Lob City 2.0.
Hey, this is the narrative. It was literally last episode where like Dame to Chicago. This episode, hey, fuck it, Zion to Chicago. Let's run it up. Let's run it up.
Wherever Dame ends up, it's probably going to be the biggest because this is the first time I feel like there's actually been like a chance. I feel like before it was more like fans being like, yo, like, damn, you got to get out of there. Like, and he's been pretty like loyal, but like coming from Chris Haynes, like that's like one of the players' mouthpieces, and like he's close to Dame. So like coming from him, like, you know, this is probably pretty serious. Like whatever this whole Billups situation is, like, if this ends up being the reason that Dame leaves, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's wild that in the NBA, crazy. Like the rumors never sleep. Like we're literally in the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why you got to love this league. Like I'm sure, like, you know, even in the summer, Team USA, all this stuff will be going on. There'll still be all these crazy rumors of like.
I'm sure there's gonna be so much talk of like, there's this person's recruiting Dame, this
10
person's
times more
recruiting
rumors going on. Yeah, like it's like, oh, did you guys see at Team USA these two players were talking? You know, like
I mean, KD and Kyrie, you know, 2016 Rio. Yeah, that was really kind of the genesis of a lot of the Nets. 100%. And when you look at, I think if you look at, I forget if it was the 2010 FIBA championships. I think it was, but Lamar was on that. Lamar Odom. Kevin Durant and Andre Iguodala, and a lot of people don't realize, but Andre Iguodala really planted a lot of the seeds for Kevin Durant coming to the Warriors. At like FIBA Finals Team USA stretch run, and like it'll be interesting to see
about that.
What are the conversations that are going to be happening this year? Like, you know, Jason Tatum's one of the young guys. Like, will anybody like convince him? Like, yo, you know, in a couple of years, Miami, you know, like. The weather down here is pretty nice. Like Bam and Jason Tatum, like
Jimmy Butler too. Like, yo, yeah.
You're gonna have some cap space. Like,
Oh, you could actually be a good you could tell us if this is a good direction or not. We're thinking Ben Simmons to the Celtics.
Ben Simmons, you know, that's not bad, honestly. Like, I feel like when you look at a lot of the teams that can cover for his shooting. They got some young dudes that like are heavy ball usage players, and like Marcus Smart obviously on the defensive end, like pestering people. Like that's not bad. I mean, I still feel like the best situation is probably like a team where he's just gonna be stacked with shooters. Like obviously the Warriors are probably the most ideal fit, but like how would they?
It's basically like you need 4 shooters on the court with them. That's the issue.
Would you do the Wiggins for Simmons swap? Like,
I mean, if I was the Warriors,
Simmons is way better than Wiggins, though.
Yeah, but if I was the Sixers, there's no way I'd accept it. Yeah,
the Sixers would be like, hell no, we need like. We need Clay. We need Clay.
They could have had James Harden. Like, apparently that was.
Dude, that's still the dumbest thing in the world. Like now, the Sixers are probably crying like behind the scenes. Like they're like, wait, we could have gotten Harden for Simmons. Like.
Bro. I mean, we saw how good Harden was when both KD and Kyrie were down, and that Nets team, like he was making everyone look, you know,
amazing.
He made Joe Harris look like
exactly.
You know, he was like,
even when he was on the Rockets, he made Christian Wood look like an all-star. Like I was like, yo, Christian Wood's a god.
That shows you how hobbled he was in the playoffs because. Yeah, dude, he wasn't even playing like a 1/4 of himself in the playoffs. Like we were seeing him, like he was coming back from that hamstring, like that thing still wasn't healed. Like,
dude, it was a grade 2 hamstring like injury, which is insane to think about. Like he was still out there. Like I think the game 7 he had like 20 some points too. Like and he had that crazy 3-pointer. Like I think with like 2 or 3 minutes left that put the Nets ahead. Man, I still can't believe that Kevin Durant performance, you know, went to waste because, the stuff of legend.
Oof. Yeah, it reminds me of the Dame double overtime, and then they still lose.
I mean, I think it was Magic Johnson that said it reminded him of MJ against the Celtics, where he dropped like
60 some points.
Exactly. And it wasn't enough. And then afterwards, Larry Bird was like, that's God disguised as Michael Jordan because like he was just going off. Like that's what it felt like. KD was like hitting mid-range jumpers.
The craziest thing was his foot was on the line. Like that's the closest, bro.
1 inch from winning, basically. It's crazy.
I was like,
1 inch from literal immortality. One of the greatest shots in playoff history
ever. Bro,
and that was crazy. You know, it was in Brooklyn, like with a hobble Harden, like
off Achilles.
You guys think that's a crazier shot than the Kawhi over like Embiid shot to win?
To me,
The Kawhi
I think the Kawhi one was way more hype. It was like
I think
more
so
unexpected.
too. I was going crazy on that one. I remember watching that live. Yeah,
like
and Jimmy Butler was really clutch, like leading up to that too. Like it was back and forth.
That was an amazing series. That was an amazing series.
No, that was such a good series, man.
I think that Sixers team with Jimmy Butler like really had a chance. Like if Kawhi's shot does not go in,
that's what the Sixers really messed up on, because Jimmy Butler brought that like killer mentality to their team. Like without him, like imagine if they had him this year.
Dude, he would have literally slit Ben Simmons' throat for missing that. For passing that off. He would have not stood for that.
Bro, like, 100%. And also JJ Redick, bro. Yeah, no. And then JJ Redick was on that team.
JJ Redick is so underrated.
Like that's perfect for Ben Simmons. Like that's the guy you want. So it's like
he's such a consistent shooter. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think that Sixers team was better. Yeah, that Sixers team was better than
that was easily better. That was easily better.
That's been the best one so far.
Because you need a closer. That's the thing. It's like Embiid's good, but like he can't close by himself a lot of the time.
Right.
You know, like you need like that kind of small forward kind of wing player
to swing. You
know.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing I will say about KD's shot though is that Kawhi's shot was great. People knew that the ball was going to him, but like I feel like in KD's situation, everybody in the world and their mom. KD was getting the ball,
was shoot that
right?
Shot.
And he's gonna shoot that shot. And there's something about that like pressure of like, yo, KD, he's built for this. Everybody knows he's gonna get the ball. It's kind of badass. So like, it's still up there. Like Kawhi's shot is iconic, but like, I think that KD one will be remembered as like the one that got away, where it's like literally 1 inch, and they're on to the next round. Like, but to be fair, I mean, sure, Kyrie might come back, but like, I don't know if it would be as easy a path for them to win the championship against the Suns or even the Clippers. Like that Nets team was pretty hobbled. Like you could tell Harden was like struggling. So like, I mean, the Bucks, like you got to give credit to Giannis because he's, definitely, and Middleton because he had a big game 7 too. Today. Like those guys have, Middleton balled out to 38 points. Like
he was like
the Hawks.
He hit like 5 back-to-back threes. Like I was like, yo,
dude. But Trey was a little effed up though. In that
dude, that ref.
No, the ref. Man. Oh man,
dude, stepping on them. And he was just standing there. It was like,
it's just like Trey like landed like it's just
awkwardly, yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of like Kyrie and landing on Giannis's leg too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah,
dude. Trey like literally hit like 8 points within like 1 minute prior to that, and it was crazy. I was like, dude, this guy's gonna wreck him today. And then he just gets injured. He goes to the locker room, comes back, and I'm like, all right, he's not gonna be the same now.
That was so deflating, and I feel like Chris Middleton just didn't miss after that either.
Oh yeah, he just went off. He just went off.
I mean, Middleton, like that's always been the knock against him, right? Where it's like second banana to Giannis, but are you as good as like some of these other, Anthony Davis to LeBron's,
exactly
number one, like Chris Middleton, people write him off. Like he's kind of making a little bit of a case for himself this year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's doing pretty well.
He's also going to be playing on Team USA, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Him and Drew Holiday were a little unexpected. I was thinking like CP3 and Steph Curry might play instead of them, but the Bucks deserve a spot too on Team USA. Can't knock them.
100%.
Drew Holiday, I will give him credit for having that terrible game 7 and then stepping up to hit like a couple of those clutch jumpers at the end.
That was huge. Dude, him at the end was huge because he hit like two threes back to back, which brought him back right. They were back right in the game after that. Like I think they even took the lead at that point, something like that.
Yeah, that resilience was, it was definitely a little bit of like, that Kobe mentality of just keep grinding, keep shooting.
Eventually
like,
it'll go. Yeah,
I'll never forget that game. I think it was against the Hornets where Kobe was like 2 for 20 and then he hit the game-winning 3-pointer. And he was just like, just keep shooting. That's Mamba mentality. And
the Dion Waiters mentality. 100%.
Dion Waiters invented that, dude.
Yeah,
he is.
Waiters
he embodies
Island,
that.
Waiters Island. Papa Edible will go crazy.
I miss him and J.R. Smith. Like we need more of those guys.
And 100%. Lance Stevenson. Oh man,
Stevenson. Swaggy P.
Yeah.
The NBA is like too normal right now. You know, like get some of these guys back.
So just see, Clarkson's from that cloth, but he's not as animated. Like I wish he was a bit more like, fuck it, I'm gonna just jack this up.
I will say you got to give some credit to the Lakers like scouting department, like Julius Randle balling out for the Knicks, like Jordan Clarkson, sixth man of the year. Like they made like even like Lonzo's like even not bad, like
D'Lo,
Brandon Ingram, D'Lo's playing solid. Like a lot of their picks have like panned out to where it's like if you can imagine that entire squad staying together, like D'Lo, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, like the Lakers. Like I'm not saying that they win a championship like they did with LeBron, which is always going to be worth it, but like that young squad is probably making some noise. They're I mean, if Trey and like Devin Booker and these guys can make a like stretch playoff run, like I think that Lakers team would have been scary. Like
that's it's like I think
they literally kept the worst. Yeah, they kept the worst one. They kept Kuz. It was probably the worst one out of all of them.
Well, he was the best value because he had such a cheap contract at the time.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true though. Yeah,
like for what he did, he was for what he did, he was the best value. But like, dude, also it's like Brandon Ingram, like and Randall, you know, like they're all good now. It's because they could like bloom on their own teams, right? It's like okay, now we could take over our own team and do our own stuff, right? So it's like who knows what would have happened if they just stuck together. I don't know. You know?
I'd see that point because like you need ability to like find your game and like figure out what you're good at and like your identity. So I think that's a totally valid point. I will say though, one of my favorite stories that came about of Julius Randle this year was, I don't know if you guys heard what the Pistons like trainer said about him, like the story that came out about him working out. Did you guys hear about that?
4 a.m. or something?
Yeah. Where he like pulled up to the gym at the morning and like you're the first dude since Kobe to like come out in Detroit to like shoot around at this high school gym. Like that's that like if I was him, like that would give me chills too. Cause like
that's sick. Yeah.
You know, that's like who does that in Detroit?
Even though he disappeared in the playoffs, but it's all good. You know,
I mean, you know who didn't disappear though? D Rose. He showed up in those playoff games and like.
Oh man, don't let us get us on this.
Oh
topic
again, I am all for a full on D Rose tangent. Like, dude, I want him to win a ring so badly.
God.
I don't like some team pick him up next year, please. That like
I want him on the Lakers so bad.
And he would be such a good fit in terms of like just a scoring, like sixth man. Like I'd take D Rose over Schroeder any day.
Oh yeah, easy.
Screw Schroeder, dude. I hate Schroeder now, man. Oh my god, I hate that guy.
That's tough.
Oh my god,
bro. I'm Schroeder is he reminds me of like Ramon Sessions from back in the day when the Lakers had him, where it's like people were so excited when the signing happened, and then like. Just didn't pan out.
Dude, he just wasn't a team player, dude. You could see he wasn't bought in. Like you have to buy in. Like if you're gonna win, you have to buy in. Like that's how it works.
I wish the Lakers had traded for D Rose when he was still on the Pistons. There were rumors like he was on a cheap contract. Like they could have had him for the vet min when that offseason too. Like I wish they had signed him because like dude, those points off the bench, like I trust D Rose to get you like 20 over I trust Kyle Kuzma.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
Easy. Like, 100%.
D Rose knows how to get into the lanes, still knows how to get buckets. Like,
dude, and also our internet is just filled with Kuz equals trash. And like,
look, I'm happy for Kuzma. He's flourishing. He's dating Winnie Harlow. He's got the like goat deal. Like he's making money. Like Puma sneakers. Like
like
being a Laker is fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. If he was on like Utah, we wouldn't know Kuzma at all.
Yeah.
He would just be like,
if he's literally on any other team, you wouldn't talk about Kyle Kuzma at all. But
the Laker badge.
Hey man, the fact that Sasha Vujacic, who is a regular role player, was able to date Maria Sharapova, like
exactly.
100%.
Being on the Lakers is another level.
Man. There's some swag to it.
Yeah, like, purple and gold.
I feel like walking into any LA establishment as a Laker is just so infinitely cool. Free drinks, everybody's looking at you like, and it honestly is cooler than being a Clipper. I'm sure.
Oh like,
Dude, there's no way being a Clipper is cool. They're just like
I mean, unless you're like Blake Griffin level, like maybe, right? But
like Lob City, maybe. Yeah.
Like Patrick Beverley is not getting the same amount of love as Kyle Kuzma. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
If Pat Beverley walks into an In-N-Out, he might get booed. Like Kuzma, even though people hate him, like, yo, shit, but like they'll give him free food. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
dang, it's Kuz. Yeah, no, 100%. That's 100%.
They still will show him love, but like,
Patrick Beverley, they'd be like, yo, they'll all be scared.
Laker fans literally buy tickets to Clipper games just to boo.
Bro, Beverly is a whole ass menace. Like, I just want him to play in black Air Forces one day.
Dude, I was talking about this with Ananya. I was like, dude, every person Pat Bev guards, he injures them, dude.
Oh my god,
that dude injures everybody. Like, he just
I felt so bad for Devin Booker.
What's the probability that he just headbutts Devin Booker? Like, are you kidding me? There's no way that's not on purpose. Yeah,
because usually a headbutt, it happens, but you don't break your nose off of it.
Yes,
that means straight up just like went at him.
Boom. Yeah.
Like, yo.
I mean,
that's wild.
That was intense too. And like afterwards, his reaction was like, "What do you mean?" Like,
he's like, "I'm bleeding too."
Yeah, it's like I got hit way worse. Like,
yo. Dude, this guy's a menace to society, man.
Bro, 100%, man.
100%. I mean that the NBA needs villains though. So I will say, I like even Trey, when all the MSG fans were just like,
I love that.
So dumb.
Also, I don't know if you guys have seen that TikTok trend where people will like be standing there and then do the turn.
And
those are
ill.
I gotta say.
I like love that fact because like he did it to MSG fans, like Knicks fans, you know, like I'm so happy that he did it to the Knicks, you know, like it's amazing.
That, and then he did it in Philly. Like that's two of the hardest. Like
he did it in Philly too.
Bro, I mean, even the shimmies, even though they've been kind of like ill-advised the last couple of games, like there's a swagger about it where like, yo, I love when the NBA is like fun. These guys are like letting their personalities show. Like celebrations are flowing.
Like, especially game one, and then you had Giannis on the bench be like, "Yo, he's doing all this shit." Like that was dope. I was like, "Yo," and I mean, I think it's great that he's sticking to it though. Like every game he's done it, so it's like I love it. I just love it.
I mean, you win with it and you go down with it, right? Like that's the mentality of like, either way, I'm still gonna do it. Like you can blame me all you want, but like that's my play style, and like I'll go down with the ship. And like,
the only it's because the Hawks kept winning. The only thing people could say to him is that he's balding. Like that's all.
Bro,
hey, man,
that's the only thing.
The Trey is balding. I was like, yo,
those were hilarious, but like MJ was bald too, and like he cooked everyone's team. Like Kobe, like he didn't have to throw his whole career, like, and he like 100%. You know, even KD, like he doesn't have the like cleanest hairline either. Like, and we all know LeBron. Like
it was exactly.
If anything, hilarious. There's probably a negative correlation between like how much hair you have and how good of an NBA player you are. So
100%. Oh bro, that shit was so dope. That was so dope. Like MSG, all the chants at MSG, including like the fuck Trae Young chant, like they were going at him, and just for him to just smile and accept it, I was like, yo, this is
the garden atmosphere is something else.
That was easily my favorite first round matchup. Just because MSG. Like,
did y'all see that really clip with Trae's dad too, where like he was in the crowd like cheering for. He got the jersey afterwards, and like it's just cool to see moments like that.
Like, 100%. It's super dope. Yeah, that was on like Father's Day too, right? That was the Father's Day.
Exactly.
I was like, no, that's hard. That's hard.
I mean, I think it was Omar on TikTok. He posted on the Sports Center, or I think on his account, like because he was sitting right next to Trae's dad, and he got a great clip of him talking to Trae after the game, like, and you could see like tears in his eyes. So like to see like moments like that, like. After the game is done, like you don't necessarily see on broadcast. Like I love that we're in an era of the NBA where like that level of intimacy is possible.
100%.
It's like that's why we watch. You know, that's exactly why we watch the NBA. You know, like we want to see moments like that. You know,
even Devin Booker and Ayton FaceTiming.
Yeah.
Like, right after the game. Like that's some like my player 2K.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Post game cutscene where it's like you get the call from like your old mentor, and they're like, "Yo, that game was crazy, G." And you got to pick from like 3 responses.
Yeah, like, bro. Like I even love like in the locker room, CP had his mask on. I was like, "Yo, this is fire. This is fire."
Dude, I haven't played My Player in too long. Shout out to Frequency Vibrations. That's
true.
The last thing I remember.
True. Who was Michael B. Jordan's character? Justice.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I think that was the last time that I really was like big into My Player. I feel like after that I didn't really play as much, but
I honestly haven't played 2K period.
No,
I
just play like the one-on-one versus my brother, like every now and then. That's all I do. Like
I played like a couple of online matches with my friends where it'll be like, yo, like the Nets just got Blake, like, yo, let's fire up a game. And I'm like, all right, like let's get something going. And like I even lately, like I've been picking like random teams. Like I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna pick the Hornets. Like let's get LaMelo out there. Like I want to see what he plays like. Like
I switch it up with my cousins. Yeah, it's literally we just go 3 random. So it's like just go through random, just pick one of the random teams you got. Just because it makes it more fun.
Dude, that's tough sometimes. Sometimes you get a trash team like you get like the Cavs or something. And you're like,
that's why sometimes it's not like it's not even a lot of times, but it's always fun though.
Yeah, I feel like every time I've done that, it'll be like Cavs, Magic, like
Detroit.
Like, Detroit, like 3 random teams. Like or it'll be like one really good team that like you obviously can't take, where it's like, oh, I got the Nets, damn, like I guess I can't take, you know what I mean? Because like you want it to be somewhat competitive, where it's like you can't like it's almost like unspoken 2K etiquette. Like there's a certain like threshold that your team has to be within.
Like, exactly. Like you need to face off with juggernauts, like a lot of the time. It's like, okay, if I'm the Lakers, I need to play with like either Clippers, Nets, something,
That's why I always try to like pick like a somewhat like younger team where it's like I'll take the Mavericks, like, and feel free to take the Pelicans or something, like
dude, Pelicans
a different
are fun
matchup
to play with on 2K. Pelicans on 2K are fun,
dude.
Like
also, dude, the Pelicans are so trash because dude, they had 2 All-Stars, man. What they do this year? What are they doing,
bro? Yeah,
I mean, I love Brandon Ingram, but
we were saying like Brandon Ingram needs to go.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, so we were talking about Lonzo to Chicago. I remember now. That's what we were talking about. We're like, we want Lonzo.
I mean, Lonzo would be a good fit.
That's apparently been a rumor too. Like Lonzo did to Chicago. So
I mean, I know LeVar would, be all for that. Like,
big market. He just wants a big market.
Yeah, I mean, we lost your video.
Anani's getting a phone call, dude.
Technical difficulties. LeVar heard us talking about Lonzo, and he's like, "Yo, you talking about my boy?"
He wanted to get on this podcast to just talk about.
This is LeVar's agent calling in, be like, "I heard my name was invoked, my client's name, so we need to get him on ASAP." But I would love for Lonzo on the Bulls, man. That would be.
Yeah, dude, that would be so. I feel like it'd be a perfect fit with him and Zach LaVine, because then Lonzo doesn't need to score. He can just stay on the perimeter, shoot his threes, and just lob it, pass it to LaVine. It's perfect. Like that matchup is amazing.
Dude, I mean, Lonzo is just a defensive player. Like, he can run the offense. Like, and LaVine's a solid scorer. Like
he just needs someone to set him up. Like right now he has no one to give him a nice pass. Like you just need one guy to just give you a good pass every now and then.
I mean, the Bulls like roster like decisions haven't been that great.
They're terrible. They're horrible.
Like I know that the Garpax at this point, like it's dead, but like, just come on, make a decent move. Like, how are you? Like Jimmy Butler was languishing when he was alone. Like, so many opportunities to like
so bad. See, I was happy with the Vucevic trade. I was like, okay, this is like they're finally doing something.
Hey, it's an underrated move.
It's something.
It's
like
something.
They're doing something.
Exactly.
Like they're trying. But yeah, if they make that Lonzo move, I'm gonna have mad respect for this man. Be like, all right, they're doing something.
Let's
right.
go. Finally.
Look, man. Like the NBA is better when the Bulls like are in the playoffs and like are a good team, because like I even remember like the epic. I think it was 08. Was it D Rose's rookie year when Ben Gordon was like going off against the Celtics?
Ben Gordon.
And like, oh my god!
I think
everyone forgets Ben Gordon, man. Yeah, Ben Gordon was a beast with Luol Deng.
Yeah, man.
Those guys are beasts, man.
Kirk Heinrich, like
man, the bench mob.
Nocioni, like it was some like deep cuts from those Bulls teams where it's like it was so much fun to watch those like Tom Thibodeau Bulls too, where it's just like grind it out.
Like
he made DJ Augustine look great. Like
bro, man, that was golden era.
Remember John Lucas, dude?
Yeah,
John Lucas the third.
Ooh, LeBron jumped over him, and I was like, "Yo,
oh man, that was brutal. That was brutal." I mean,
I was like, "Damn."
When you look at the pantheon of LeBron's dunks, like Jason Terry is obviously up there, but if Jason Terry had never happened, John Lucas is right there.
Oh, that's right there, man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's up
over
there.
Someone like in the game. Like,
did you guys hear about or did you watch where he was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast and he was talking about that moment? He's just like, after that game, I had to get back at LeBron or something. Dude, I was like, dude, this dude's delusional.
I mean, how do you even get back at LeBron?
You can't get back at LeBron for that. Like, that's over, dude. You're
like, it's like, yo, you're not gonna jump over LeBron. Like, that's not happening. Like, that's the only thing you could possibly do. Like,
I would love for like some backstory where like because he's just so out for revenge from that moment, he like he becomes like an entrepreneur, launches like a competitor to like Blaze Pizza, and just like crushes LeBron like in the entrepreneur world. Like ever since that dunk, man, like I knew I had to get into the fast food chain service, and like he comes out with the next Chipotle, and we're all just like, how did this happen? Well, LeBron dunked on me, man, and like ever since then, I knew I had to make a fast casual restaurant to compete with LeBron. Like,
bro,
I think he's playing in China right now, so I think he's
Wait,
making
is he still
some good
playing?
money. I think so.
I thought he retired.
I respect that.
Yeah, because I remember there was a clip of, I think he was at a YMCA, like some random gym, and he was going crazy. Like that's the last clip I've seen.
People forget, like NBA players, if you are able to make a roster, you will cook anyone at a YMCA. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's like a radio station that had a contest where it's like Brian Scalabrine, who's a known meme, come in and play him. And he absolutely bodied everybody that came in, like 24 to like 2.
Even recently, there's a video of like some random dude challenging him, and he gave him straight buckets. Like it was crazy,
dude. And it's not only like regular people too. He played like some EuroLeague players, like pros, and he just destroys them. It shows you like the gap between even EuroLeague and NBA. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Also retired. I mean, like a retired.
Still somehow in shape.
Honestly,
like, I mean, muscle memory. I'm sure like Ray Allen will never forget to shoot.
Oh no way,
Also, I mean, that's Jesus Shuttlesworth, so I mean, that's probably an exception. But even like like John Lucas can probably drain 10 threes if you asked him to right now. Like
Steve Nash could probably do that right now. Like in a suit.
They were saying put Steve Nash in, dude.
Yeah, like
they should have put Steve Nash in the game. Put him in the game,
bro.
You know, I will say I feel like the Nets have an underrated coaching staff. Like I know Steve Nash is a rookie, but like Mike D'Antoni as your assistant, like he easily. That's crazy. You look at Portland, you look at like Indiana. He could be coaching any one of these teams.
Oh,
like,
100%, 100%.
I mean, like you're telling me like Mike D'Antoni like wouldn't be a great fit, like even for like this young Celtics team, like running with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like. There's so many options
for him to watch. That would be fun to watch.
D'Antoni, like he's actually like an offensive genius. Like this dude knows how to
shit on him way too much.
You know, like his defense is trash. Like those teams are trash at defense, but like the offense is so good though. You know, like you can't overlook that. Like you look at what he did to the Rockets. Like the Rockets were crazy, dude. The fact that they could keep up with the Warriors, that doesn't even make sense. Like how did that work? Like
that and also
if they don't miss all those threes.
Bro.
He's in the finals.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%. Like even the 7-second offense, that Phoenix team didn't win anything really, but they're legendary.
They changed the game.
Like, bro, what? Like Amari.
Shout out to Amari. He's a assistant coach on the Nets now.
Yeah. That's huge too. Man.
That dude's
it's like
beast.
literally that Suns squad coming back together.
Yeah, that was
awesome. Legit.
I wouldn't be mad if the Nets made, finals run next year. I would be totally okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they can stay healthy,
if they're healthy,
guess. That's the thing.
I mean, Kyrie, it feels like so many playoff runs have been decided by his health. Like, a couple years ago, like when he was on the Celtics, even and they took the Cavs to 7. Like, you put a healthy Kyrie on that squad, they're probably in the finals. You know,
and that was the year that they were playing really, really well for some reason. Like,
that's the year Jason Tatum dunked on LeBron too, right?
Yeah, that was a big,
yeah.
That also just reminds me. I wish that dunk on Bam last year had gone down too, because Jason Tatum, if he had dunked that one,
caught some bodies. Yeah,
but that block too was insanely legendary.
That block was insane. I still remember like how Bam's wrist like swung back, but then he just went back forward. He was just like, "Nah, get this shit out of here!" Like,
dude, I was ready to get hyped because like I'm a big Tatum fan. Like he's another one of those like Kobe disciples too. Like
for a fact.
I feel like all those young folks that like, whether it's Donovan Mitchell, whether it's Jason Tatum, like if you got a little bit of that Kobe like nod of approval, like I'm watching, I'm excited. Like
I think literally the biggest thing is that mid range. It's like all of the Kobe disciples have that. Like,
but you saw that he was that one season he was just shooting way too many mid range, and then he now shoots that step back 3, and his game is way better now. 100%. Like it's polished now.
Yeah.
Same with Luka. Like the step back 3 has become such a deadly. Like Harden, Luka, Tatum.
James Harden changed the game in that everyone does a step back 3. Everyone has a step back 3 now. Yeah.
Just gather. Yeah.
The step back is probably one of the illest shots in basketball because, like,
dude, even Dame.
It's like, so Dame disrespectful. Like,
it's and like a 99, we were literally balling the other day, and we're like, dude, it's such a genius move too. It gives you so much space. Like you easily get like 4 to 5 feet of space, no matter what. Like
and
if
the defender's
literally on you, it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna get that shot off.
Well, that's why it was so hard to watch Harden in that game 7. He was immobile, but no step backs. He was barely even jumping on some of those threes.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like
no, and you saw where he was shooting them. He was shooting them like 5 feet off the line because he didn't want to get close to the dude. Like he was just like, the dude's gonna get on me. Like let me shoot it right now. Like,
and it's like honestly, that terrible attempt from Harden is probably better than like Joe Harris.
Yeah, 100%.
Series, you know what I mean?
100%.
Joe Harris, dude, he choked so hard. Oh my god.
He's gonna regret those last couple games. Like Giannis shot better from 3.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's insane,
dude. That shows you like you need a reliable shooter. Like there's not many of them left. You know, like all these dudes are getting old now.
Dude, Kyle Korver is ancient. JJ Redick's getting old. Like I mean, to be fair, like. That's kind of what like the Suns with like players like Bridges and like, you need, I mean, even Crowder, he's getting old, but like you need like a guy to like get in a skirmish or like even hit like a, 3-pointer.
Like a PJ Tucker. Yeah. That's what PJ Tucker is there for.
I mean, PJ Tucker, it's been interesting to see his like battles in these playoffs too. Cause like him and KD, that was a whole, the trash talk with Mama Durant too on the sidelines. Like,
that was dope. that was really, really dope.
The little moments these playoffs have been great. Like we were talking about the FaceTime, the Katie's mom moment. Like there's just been so many of those where it's like you do miss like Jamal Murray and like you wish that AD was healthy and like all this stuff. But like I feel like you can't complain. But here's a question right now. Obviously Suns are up, Bucks are up. Like what are y'all's picks for finals and who's gonna take it home?
Suns in 5.
Ooh, okay.
And then Suns in 6. Versus, I really want Atlanta, but I think Milwaukee's gonna take it though. I think Milwaukee's gonna take it in maybe 6. I could see Atlanta winning next game.
Yeah, I'm gonna see 6 because Atlanta's gonna win next game. I feel like they're gonna win. Yeah, and then Milwaukee will finish it out. But I think Milwaukee's gonna win, dude. If it's the Suns,
Nah, I think I have the Suns winning. I want the Suns to win.
See, it's tough. I would love to see Suns Hawks, but I think that the chances of that happening. I mean,
yeah,
Trey versus Devin next generation would be great, but
that would have been amazing.
So
that would be
fire.
amazing.
It would be so fire.
I have a feeling that the Bucks are going to pull it out. I agree with you guys. I think
yeah.
Middleton's kind of been on a roll, and I feel like he got a lot of confidence after that Nets series. Like getting past that hump, it feels like he's a little bit more confident in his shot, which is game changer for the Bucks. But I agree. It'll probably be like Bucks and 6 against the Hawks. Like I think next game Hawks probably win because like it's back in Atlanta. Like Trey will be coming off that like injured game where they had the momentum and like hopefully they come out swinging. But I feel like Suns have it kind of locked up against the Clippers. Like,
that dude, Kawhi's not going to come back now.
No, I think it's done.
Kawhi,
especially in Phoenix. Injury.
I saw this one thing like they were saying like unless Paul George turns into LeBron from 2016.
Yeah, I mean J.R. Smith isn't there to fuck it up. So like if Paul George wants to drop 50,
if Paul George turns into LeBron right now from either 2016 or 2018, where they can come all the way back,
or if he turns into PG with number 24, Indiana Paul George, I'll be like,
dude, but no, Indiana Paul George isn't good enough. You need to be LeBron James to come back from 3-1.
True.
Come on, let's be real.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, and even LeBron needs some help. CP3 might need to get COVID a second time. Like Devin Booker might need to,
to wear another mask.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Suns Bucks finals are looking pretty solidified, but I think the winner is a toss-up because, like, once Giannis gets to the finals, he's gonna want to be like, I've been trying so hard to just get to this stage.
Facts.
He's gonna have to show. What do you guys think is gonna be his legacy if he wins now? I feel like that's gonna change the narrative completely.
If he can win a championship this year, like I think it becomes KD, Giannis, LeBron, Steph, Harden, top 5. Like, Giannis automatically jumps into that top 3, like 100%. Upper echelon. And you have to start wondering, like, are the Bucks gonna make moves to like get him, continually into the finals? Like, because it's an old ass team. PJ Tucker's old. Like, it's not like. Brooke Lopez is old. Like, they've got a lot of players where it's like this is kind of their window. Like, if Giannis wants to pull one out right now, like this is maybe one of his best chances. With the Nets out, with LeBron out. Like that being said,
CP.
I would not be mad.
CP.
If I would not be mad. Got his first chip.
Man.
I would love to see like Suns in 7 with like CP3 just having like one of those clutch, like vintage, like
20 assists, no turnovers again.
Like 18 points, like 12, 13, 14 assists, like 8 rebounds, just like the clutch 3-pointer to ice it. Like I would love to see that happen because like he deserves like his Dirk
100%
one ring to like send him off into the sunset and like
100%, man.
I feel like if CP gets a ring this year, like his entire narrative changes.
Exactly. Like he's been left off of everyone's top 5 point guards because he doesn't have that chip. But if he gets that chip, he's thrown right in there.
He's in that.
Bye, John Stockton. I'm sorry. Your stock was already dropping after the COVID denial stuff,
bro.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're a legend, but I think CP3 has more than 100%. A solid case,
especially with the ring,
And plus, like Devin Booker, like, the young blood coming out after all the empty calorie, 70-point people saying like, yo, he'll never win anything. Like, it's the Suns would be a really good storyline. I think that my brain tells me that like Giannis will turn it up another level and like the Bucks will probably take it. But like my heart wants like Suns in 6 or 7.
That's my thought. It's like I feel like Giannis, like if he gets there, he's gonna be like, I have to win, But I want to see CP3 get a chip. Like this is his chance. Like he's gotta get it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
also, I feel like Phoenix is just a better overall team. Like Ayton, Like Ayton, I want him to go crazy.
The Bucks don't really have an answer to Ayton. Who's gonna guard him? Like exactly. Lopez?
Like I mean,
they're gonna put Giannis on him.
Yeah. Giannis would have to guard him, but like Giannis isn't gonna guard him. So Giannis didn't even guard KD. So he's not.
Giannis is gonna get tired carrying that load, and it's like, if there's anybody that's gonna know how to exploit that like Bucks offense, which can get very reliant on that Middleton ISO ball, like we saw it today, where it's like, I think the Suns are sneaky good defensely. Like Monty Williams is a pretty good coach. Like people aren't giving him the credit that he deserves.
Like even though Game 3, that was probably the longest game ever. But that 70, the reason it was 71-70, that defense was just shutting everything down. Like for 5 minutes, no one was scoring.
I mean, even that out of bounds play, like Booker sets a beautiful screen.
I mean, I guess we're like it's a little skewed because the Clippers don't really have scoring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
It's like they're depending on a Reggie Jackson. Like I mean, like
true. I mean, it's not like the Bucks offense is like out of this world either. So
But I mean,
also with Giannis, it's like the hack of Giannis. Like they've been doing it to PG. So I'm sure they're gonna do it to Giannis.
They haven't done it. They haven't done it recently though.
No, they did it. The last game they kept tagging PG.
Yeah,
they were like, "Hey, PG, make the free throws."
No, I was talking about Giannis.
Oh Giannis. Yeah.
They haven't done it to Giannis.
I mean, it felt like when the Nets like crowd was counting, 10 seconds. He was shooting better.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Parks. I was like,
"Yo, gave him rhythm." Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah. I was like, "Yo, 100%." It was
because it was almost like that mental clock where it's like, all right, shoot it right when the crowd is at 9. Go into your motion, and like he was knocking him down.
Yeah, and also like when he does, he
didn't pull a Ben Simmons in that case.
Facts.
It's been a crazy season, but I think it's shaping up to be a good ending, and I'm hoping that we'll get a good storyline no matter what. Like if Giannis wins it, I'm pretty happy. Like he's had a crazy story. Obviously his brother's on the team. Like that's pretty dope.
It'll be dope. It'll be dope.
That's hella dope.
No, it'd be crazy because all 3 of them are gonna have a ring.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Like,
the Lakers got one too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That fact alone kind of makes me want them to pull it out.
The Bucks to win, the whole family to get a ring.
The whole family gets a ring. Yeah, dude, that'd be crazy.
To go from like homeless, like malnutrition, they were.
No, that'd be insane.
The brothers were sharing their shoes when they're playing. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. That's
like
nuts.
That story that all 3 of them would then win rings. Like that's like the dream scenario. So. I guess I can't be
IG
mad.
Picture. I just want the IG picture.
All 3 of them with the rings.
That'd be so hard.
I don't know if y'all saw. Or go ahead. What were you saying?
I was saying, especially in Milwaukee of all places, right? Like,
bro.
I was saying though, I don't know if you guys have watched their YouTube channel. Like the brothers have a YouTube channel. I was watching that, and one of the recommended videos was like Giannis with some other dude, I think one of his friends from Greece, and they were just at a random burger restaurant. This was like back in November, so it was during the pandemic, right after things opened up, a little bit in Denmark, and Giannis is just this random fast food joint eating a burger, and no one recognizes him. And that video made me like more endeared towards Giannis too, where it's like I'm not mad if this dude, he's just a fun-loving dude,
even recently at practice, Giannis was like,
the clip where he's like, I missed 8 free throws.
Yeah. I was like, yo, like, how can you hate him? You can't hate him. He's just a good dude. Can't. So it's like,
and like he's working on it too. Like, it's not that he's like like we were saying Ben Simmons, where he's not even shooting that 3 like in the game. Like he was even saying like at the beginning of the season, he's just like, I'm just shooting him and I don't care if it goes in or it misses. Like right? even I'm just shooting it. Like I'm just.
He was like 1 for 2 today. He like airballed a 3, but then he made one.
So that one that he made was crazy too. He was like, it was spinning.
It was
that was like a Jamal Murray-esque like fadeaway 3. Like I was like, okay, Giannis.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
This is not bad.
Yeah, 100%.
I Giannis would be, fulfilling his destiny, and like I think this would be his like face of the NBA moment where it's like, I'm the best player in the world right now. I took home the ring. Like, I mean, I think KD still probably has, an argument for that title, but
I think KD's there. But like, I guess Giannis would, because he would win finals MVP. Like, whoever wins finals MVP, they're the best, like.
I mean, outside of Iguodala, that was
except for Iguodala, man.
I love that dude, but that LeBron probably deserved to win the MVP on a losing team that year.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If anyone did, it was probably him.
I mean, I think Curry should have won that regardless. I don't know why the hell he gave it to Iguodala. Yeah, I don't know.
One person to save the planet.
Dude,
oh God, Max Kellerman. Oh man.
Oh, Mars, yeah. Fate of the universe on the line.
Like, Iguodala.
That's one of the most legendary Max Kellerman moments. Like, if I ever like have a chance to get on TV, I hope I can spit a take that is that hot. And it's like my favorite thing is like Iggy came on the show after and he's like, this boy crazy. Like I'm passing it to Steph. Like, what do you mean?
Bro, that was easily the funniest. Like that was just random as fuck too. It's like Iguodala.
It's like what are you even saying? Like, are you kidding? You wouldn't choose the best shooter ever of the three. But
Martian death ray pointed at Earth, like literally comes up with the craziest scenario. Like, shout out to Max Kellerman, man.
Facts.
Dude.
I'll never forget. We were making a Game of Zones episode a while back, and we're thinking about like all the media members to put in it.
Yeah.
And like Max Kellerman was one where it's like we got to think of something crazy for this, and like we couldn't fit it in, but like I wish we had. We ended up doing like some jokes about Brian Windhorst, which is just as hilarious. We literally called him a wind horse, so like the back of his body was full on horse.
True.
And I think that joke still hit pretty well, so like I wish we had been able to put the Max Kellerman in there, because man, rest in peace, Game of Zones, legendary run, man.
Oh man, Game of Zones was great, man. I love it.
I wish we had been able to do one this year, because there were so many good moments, like like the Patrick Beverly, Magic City storyline alone for the bubble last year.
Amazing.
Would have been one of the most fun episodes to do.
Man.
Like
Lemon Pepper Lou. Oh man, imagine that one.
Dude, I want in Atlanta, I want him to be on the free throw line and they just chant Magic City. That's what I want that so bad. I don't know why. But Magic City chants will be amazing.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Dude, if I were the Hawks, I would go all in on the Magic City. Like I would see if they could 100%. Open up like a section in the arena. Like they got they got like Killer Mike's barbershop. Like why not throw a Magic City extension?
Why not? Yeah, 100%.
Oh man.
Oh, oof. All right.
Like the Nets have like the Calvin Klein Club, get the Magic City Club.
Yeah. Bro, it would be so dope. Bro, that'd be amazing.
That's a good note to close this out on. Magic City, if you're listening, hit the sponsor button.
For sure. Phillips Arena.
Yeah. Sponsor this podcast if you want. No.
Oh yeah, true. I'm with it. You fuck it.
Honestly, Magic City merch would be kind of sick. Like I would
be hard.
I would totally rock a Magic City like sponsored like
hoodie, like shirt. Oh yeah,
man. Of all the jersey sponsors that Atlanta could have had, that probably would have been the sickest like jersey patch to have. The Magic City.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Oof. That'd be tough.
I wish that a brand would just do that, where it's like, it's not even that expensive. I think like Wish only paid like $3 million for the Lakers jersey patch, which when you think about it, it's like that's on every photo of LeBron from these seasons for the rest of eternity. Bro, on like trading cards, on highlights, like,
on everything.
If I were like a company, I'd be like, fuck it, man. Screw a Super Bowl commercial. Like I want Doritos to be on LeBron's jersey.
I would bid everyone for that. Like, let's go. Like, give me that Lakers jersey, like right now. I'm like
100%. I mean, I don't know how like I know Bumble, I think, did the Clippers. But like I don't know how like Clubhouse or like TikTok or one of these apps hasn't sponsored like a team yet, where it's like it makes so much sense for like a random app to be,
especially like Facebook.
Yeah,
like Facebook has the money for sure.
Dude, that's the thing is Facebook has every user ever. That's why they don't need to do it.
True.
I would say like one of like if you're like a smaller like somewhat smaller company and you have that money, I would definitely I would go all in on that. Like I'd be like, yes, I want everything to do with the Lakers right now,
Imagine going to your VC like, all right guys, I have a pitch for y'all. I'm asking for $3 million for a 20% stake in my company.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
LeBron's gonna be our billboard.
Yeah.
I would if somebody came on Shark Tank with that pitch, I'd be like, you know what? You've got a deal.
Yeah, makes sense.
Got a deal.
Yeah, 100%.
And Mark Cuban's already the entry to the NBA. Like,
imagine. Yeah, that would be it. Like your pitch is literally like, I just need enough money to pay for that like advertisement on the Lakers jersey. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah, no, that'd be dope.
I mean, that's the move. The brand's listening. Free advice. Free game.
So what we started doing too, just because I think we're about to wrap this up too.
Mm-hmm.
So what we started doing is hitting some quick fire questions.
Okay.
So they're not going to be. I don't think any of these are sports related. They're just random questions. So
okay. I like the vibes.
Yeah,
it's a good way to close it out.
Yeah. So the first question I got, let's go somewhat serious. It's not. The second one could be goofier. First one, extra day each week or extra 2 hours in a day.
Ooh. I feel like extra day, man. Like I am all about that like big chunks of time. I feel like 2 hours I would waste it. Like it would just blend into the rest. Like I feel like having a separate extra day where it's like, all right, new day introduced, like I'm using it productively. But I feel like knowing, shout out to capitalism, we'd probably be working that day. It would not be like a 3-day weekend.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I think because whenever you do those types of things, it's like, okay, that day already exists. You know what I'm saying? It's just the following, it's just the following day. It's just, we don't realize it. We're just thinking of it in terms of that 7-day week. But like, if you just broke it down, okay, it's an 8-day week. Now it's the same thing. Now you're working on that day. You just get a random day in the middle off. And then now you're working that other day,
Right. Yeah.
That was a good one though.
Yeah. I think I might honestly have to go with 2 hours a day though.
Really?
Just because it's like 14 hours.
I feel like I would just use it to sleep, which isn't the worst thing, Everybody needs that.
You just get extra 2 hours.
You need some more sleep in there. Yeah, I guess.
Just like extra 2 hours for something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Either you're gonna waste it like on TikTok or something, or you're gonna you're gonna sleep through it.
TikTok is so addictive. Like it's so easy to just spend time scrolling through that. Like I saw a stat the other day where I think it was actually because Apple, when they were doing their WWDC presentation, instead of putting TikTok on the screen with like Instagram, Facebook, all these things, they put it on the same screen as Twitch, Netflix, and like all these other and somebody tweeted a response where it's like TikTok is the only platform similar to Netflix where they have the thing at the "Are you still watching?" where it's like if you've been binge watching Tiger King like eight episodes, it'll ask you, "Are you still watching?" Instagram doesn't do that, YouTube doesn't do that, but TikTok, if you've been scrolling for like an hour, it'll be like, "Hey, maybe take a break." Like it's literally got that like Netflix level of stickiness, but instead of watching one show in that same period, you probably watch like 100 TikToks. So like imagine
that's the awesome part about it too. Like that's what's awesome. It's like you can watch so much content within that time span. It's like, you spent an hour, but you watch at least 150 things, like easy.
And people are so creative. Like with like the Adult Swim trend recently was one of my favorite of all time because people leveled up so quickly to where it's like we went from like regular people making the Adult Swim trend to them making it to like people doing like 3D animations and like next level, like mowing their lawn, drone shots. Like the speed of these challenges.
Like music producers doing it, like everyone's getting on it. It was so dope.
Everyone was doing it.
And we'll let's go to the next question because we could talk about this all day. But that is
So this one a lot more goofier.
Okay.
Would you rather fight a chicken to death every time you got into your car? Or an orangutan to death once a year.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But you get a sword. You get a sword with the orangutan.
Well, I mean, look, this is almost borderline too easy for me, and it's gonna be a cop out because I'm a New Yorker. Shout out to the MTA. I'm a subway guy, so I never have to really drive. So I feel like if I pick the chicken option, it's like maybe once or twice a year. Like I feel like orangutans are sneaky strong. Like if you guys have ever seen like
exactly
those photos of them, like
jacked, just jacked.
I would, even with the sword, I would be like, if he bites me or like, like gets the
upper, just reaches out.
Like, I'm facing it. Yeah, for me, I'm facing a chicken, dude. Like,
same. Yeah.
Even though I get in a car like almost daily, I'm fighting a chicken, dude. One time I fight a orangutan, that thing might break my arm. Like,
dude, if he, God forbid, it somehow gets a hold on the sword, like it's over.
Oh yeah, it's over. It's over.
Like it's over.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that was easy enough.
That was a good change of pace. I like where your head's at.
Yeah. All right, I think we do one last one.
Let's end it. Let's end it on a good one.
Yeah. Bite your tongue every time you eat, or paper cut every time you touch paper. So if you turn a page or lift a piece of paper or whatever.
Honestly, I feel like this one, I got a similar, logic where it's like, I eat all the time. But like I can like shout out to Notion, shout out to Apple Notes. Like I can survive without paper. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's better for the environment. Like I'm going paper cut, man. Exactly. Like I can limit my exposure. Like
yeah.
Sorry to give like an obvious answer.
Yeah. No, simple enough.
Nah, paperless is good, man. That's what's up.
True.
Paper free. Shout out to the environment. That's ending on a good note, man. Recycle, reuse,
green,
reduce, green. Sign the Paris Climate Agreement. Shout out to them 100%. Wind turbines. Solar energy is the future.
Yep. Shout out Tesla.
One of these days, we're gonna figure out cold fusion. Like,
bro.
Oh yeah, facts. Dude, bring cold fusion back. Real quick.
That's the dream. I'm trying to get that cold fusion IPO. Like,
bro, 100%, man, 100%.
Like, screw Coinbase, Robinhood, all these like things. Like, I'm trying to get that cold fusion IPO.
Facts.
Yeah, thanks.
That's that. Yeah. Not to go on a totally different tangent, but that's when we jump on the Kardashev scale, like a little, little cold fusion energy generation. Like, exactly. That's the dream. I hope we hit singularity soon. That's
100%.
It's a great note to end on, as we're talking about like AI, TikTok algorithms, and like all this stuff.
Just
like
everything.
Here's the cold fusion, man.
Yeah, man. So that's it for episode 113. As always, all the links are in the bio. Go check out me, Paris, Ishaan. All of our links are going to be there. If you're on Twitch, check out everything on Twitch, or check out the YouTube. I think it should be in the description, something like that. And yeah, man. With that. Join the Discord, all that good stuff, and we out.
Good stuff.